our kids. Our kids are here. They're strong. They're smart. And they're getting smarter. Unfortunately, I'm getting exposed to things that I wish that they never could get exposed to. And I didn't come here to talk about this tonight, but some of the subjects that came up. When we started this Chosen Ranch is a home for abandoned, abused, and neglected children. We're located 5 miles north of here on Beaton Road. It's been a group of concerned citizens that just came together. It doesn't get more grassroots than this. We don't take one dime of money from any government official. We're not bought and paid for. There's no other agenda other than giving a second chance to kids for a Christian home that need a second chance. When we came on board in this, the Lord put this vision on us to do this. We heard things from some of our public officials like, oh, thank God, we've been praying for you for so long. We've been having Bible studies and we've been praying, and we were hoping that the people would come up and get behind this and take this community back. We're here. And we're strong. With Larry's help, this summer we had at one of our fellowships, we had over 250 people. This isn't a big area. How would you like to have 250 people show up in here? But we had 250 people show up.
Are you suggesting we start having our meetings at the ranch?
Yeah, it would do you some good to see some of these kids too, see how they work. It'd be great. But we're trying to fix the problem from the other side. I spent 12 years at Jackson Prison doing Bible studies to kids 18, 19, 20 years old. They had no business there. No dads, single parents. Our society has failed them, so they get thrown through the system. They get some public defender that might not do the job, don't have the passion for it that they once did, and they cut them a deal, and before you know it, they're on their way to Jacktown. Horrendous stuff happens to these kids. They're babies. Their biggest sin was they were born. But everybody's got a job to do. Tom's got a job to do. He's got to prosecute. By law, he's got to do it. Our sheriff, he's got to enforce the laws. But there's other ways of dealing with these kids. We felt the need to get to them first. And that's why we're trying to get the support of our community to help us before they get to there. Before that we have these overcrowding problems. Before we have kids that get a master's degree on how to become a real criminal. You got guys sitting in your jail right now. Breaks our heart. Breaks our heart that these kids are in there. Do they belong? Yeah, they belong there. They've done some horrendous things. But if we could have got to them first, if we could have talked to them about this guy named Jesus, if we would have told them that we're not here, we're not all liars. We're not all here to BS you. But what happens is that we've had people, politicians, show up at our fellowship meetings. And I'm not in the habit of talking behind people's back, and I was hoping that there would be a few more guys here tonight. I had, I'm not going to convince word. Pete promised these kids, oh, I got 6 turkeys. You're going to get them for Thanksgiving. We're going to do all this stuff. And then Jim was there, and we're going to go to Lansing, and we're going to get a public document. We're going to get the governor behind this. And while all these people were there was a lot of talk going on. That was last summer. Zilch. Zilch. So I say shame on you guys. That's on you. That's not on us. You know, you want to know why people aren't showing up on the stuff? If you can't take care of us at this level, we're going to go to Lansing to hear more garbage? Don't promise us that. You know, and I'm used to it. I'm an old man. I've been lied to all my life by politicians. These kids believe this. This is their hope. If nothing else, you owe them. You owe them the truth. Even if the truth is we can't do anything for you. Just give them the truth. There's so many people in our community alone that are hurting, that are coming out. People don't have nothing, absolutely nothing. They call me up, Frank, what's your freezer space like? I don't know, what do you have in mind? Well, you've done a lot, I can't do much, but I went out and shot my pig. It's 500 pounds, it's coming your way. Wrapping it up. Holy cow, that's huge. You talk about the widow's mite, putting the last 2 cents in, these people can't even pay their way. And they want to help feed our kids. How great is that? No, these aren't the guys who are going to be marching to Lansing. These are the people that want to take these kids and put their arms around them and say, we can help you fix it right here. So I got a challenge for you folks. All you, in each one of your departments. Step up behind things like this. I listened to the State of the State the other night, I wanted to throw up. Be honest with you. I listened to the governor say, oh, we got all these things going on all around the states, and we want to get this grassroots thing going. I almost called you at the end of that speech. Did I miss a phone call? Did we miss something? This guy, I can't say enough about him. I mean, he beats the bushes like you wouldn't believe it. There's no way I would do what you do, Larry. I tell you that right now. But he got on all of us. Here, take these signs, put them up. He beat us, he rode us like rented mules last fall. Put these signs up, take them over here and do all this stuff. We did them. It was just a handful of us, but we did it. 10 days. 10 days after the election. Our governor turned around, went in a direction totally against what we were about. Now this wasn't 2 people tugging on his arm. This was something he stood in front of us and told us he was about. He was for, and we could support that. Okay, so we do it. So what happens? So yeah, I get the part about getting behind, but you guys got to lead. That's what you're put there for. And we'll follow. We'll support. But I want these kids to know of an America that I grew up with. I believed in America, right or wrong, but America. I don't feel that way anymore. Sorry to say it. I don't want them to have that. I don't want them to live in a, and it breaks my heart to have to explain to these kids. There's a lot of them. And there'll be a lot more if all you people get behind us. I'm over there fighting the township. I drive him crazy every time I see him. He hates to see me. He runs out the other way when I come in the door.
That's not true.
Oh, yes, you do. Don't give me any crap. But I mean,
My other door doesn't open.
That's right. That's why you're trapped. But there's stuff that we can do. Truly, truly grassroots. These kids, we owe this to them.
How many kids do you have there currently?
This thing's morphed into the thing. We have 2 boys that live there 24/7 with a set of house parents. We have about 50 that come there. It wasn't even designed this way, but they live at home. And they're coming out there. We had a summer program that they were out. We came to the end of the summer, and I'm an old man. I want to take a break. Now what are we going to do? We're not disbanding. So now we have them. They come out every week.
And have you started, I know at one point you were talking about taking in young girls as well. Have you started doing that yet?
We've got girls too,
Okay.
but they're not, we do the wrestling thing
Right,
like
yeah,
this.
I understand.
It's all right, we try to keep them apart as much. But we need another facility somewhere apart that, that we can keep the girls and the boys separate, because we don't want to be raising another generation of kids too. So, yeah, we model ourselves after a place down in Alabama, Big Oak Ranch, and they have a boys and a girls ranch, and they're 28 miles apart. And I asked the owner, I said, well, how come 28 miles apart?
You have
He
to
says,
ask a question like that?
Oh yeah, well, but I want to hear his. He says, well, our studies show that a boy, when his hormones are raging, will walk 12 miles. And a girl will walk 11 miles. So we put a couple mile buffer in between. That's why we built it. It makes sense to me. I'm not the smartest guy around, but it made sense. But there's a lot of great things happening at the Chosen Ranch, and if you haven't been out, we invite you to come on out, check it out. If you get a hold of Pete or Jim or the governor, smack them once for me. I'd appreciate it. Just tell them it's me. They'll remember me. We're still here, okay?
I thought you didn't want government involvement. I thought you wanted.
It's not, we don't want their involvement, but we want what they hold in their pockets, the connections. We don't want a dime of their money. We don't want to take a nickel from the government. You know, we're going to raise our own funds. It's been, you know, by the grace of God, it comes in like clockwork. He's faithful. But with the connections they have, they can make troubles of ours go away, get people off our back. Right now, we're fighting a battle over property tax. We're 501c3, and they're insisting we got to pay taxes. Why? Why are we any different than anybody else? Well, there's a dispute. You know, the tax day is on December 30th, and you didn't own the property on December 30th. Well, I got, you know, all these mouths to feed, and I don't have $6,000 to give you to do whatever you're going to do. I need to feed these mouths. So that's where government can help us. And they can also hold this up. You know, you talk about what we can do grassroots-wise. We're there. We're doing it. Who's noticing it? Yeah, we're not Detroit and not Clinton. And the squeaky wheel gets the most oil. We understand that. We're just a little old Alcona County. But we can change the world. We believe that, and it can start right here. So thank you for your time. Sorry I took up more time than you wanted, but
Thank you, Frank.
thank you.
All right. The next meeting is February